everybody, it's Connie with SimplySimpleStamping.com. Thank you so much for stopping by to the video today. Let me tell you, you're going to be glad you did, because if you have a hold of your brand new 2016-2017 Stampin' Up! Catalog, you're going to love these tabs. It's going to make finding just what you're looking for very easy. These things are awesome. I make them every year, and let me tell you what, they are one of my favorite things about the catalog. So let me get started, teach you how to make them yourself. First thing you're going to need to do is to print off 2 copies of the actual catalog tabs, and you're going to want to find a color that matches your catalog. I chose one, it matched the catalog and it matched my stamp room. It kind of pulled in some of the colors there, so I decided to go with Pool Party for mine. Let me tell you, a lot of the in colors, almost all of them look fantastic. So let me set the catalog off to the side. We're going to do some cutting on our tabs. Now there are some simple cutting directions right here on the file itself, but let me go ahead and get you started. You're going to want to cut a 1/2 inch off of the top of your your printed file. Now from here on out, we're just going to come over to the 1 inch line, and we're going to cut all of these down to 1 inch. So go ahead and just get all of these cut, and then we're going to be ready to do some punching. Awesome, we've got all that cut. Now we're simply going to take one of the strips, and I'm going to be using the decorative label punch. We are going to put our tab in here, just line it up from side to side. You notice I have my words as high up at the top as I can, and we're going to give that a punch. Let me show you again. Just bring it down, keep those words as close as you can to the top, and give it a punch. You are seeing that you're actually not getting all of the decorative label punch, but that is exactly what we need. Go ahead and repeat that with all sets, so you're going to have 2 of each of all of your tabs. Okay, so got those done. Now we really need to get these organized and put them in order how they're going to go in our catalog. So on the YouTube description or at SimplySimpleStamping.com, just look for the June 2nd, 2016 blog post. You're going to see a list, and in this list I'm going to have the page numbers that these are going to go on and the layout. So it's going to start with card kits, and then we're going to go into birthdays and gifts, and then Christmas and holidays, and I'm not going to do all that in front of you, but you're going to get all these put together. There's going to be 26 tabs. We're going to get them all stacked up nice and neat, and when they're all done, they're going to be like this. So we're all ready to go. All right, so there are my 2 sets. Let me go ahead and bring my catalog in. We're going to go ahead and get to work. Now you can do this a couple different ways. You can use snail, you can use fast fuse, whatever adhesive is your favorite. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn to page 7 of the catalog, and we're going to adhere our first tab. But before we do, I don't want to go crazy on the first set because I want to make sure I space everything nicely. Let me set this set off to the side so I'm only working with one. So what I want to do on this first set, because it's going to kind of be the base for everything, I'm going to put a little dot of snail, and I mean a little dot, and then I want to de-stickify it a little bit because I'm going to need to remove it here in a minute. Now, one thing I do is I go ahead and close my catalog, and I want to make sure those words are going to show, because if my catalog is closed, I want to be able to read what's on those tabs. I wanted to bring this first tab. You see, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so you can see. I want that little point there. This would be the second point, and just kind of bring that off to the side. I'm just telling you that because that's what I learned as I get these tabs lined up. So now we can move on to our next one, which is birthdays and gifts, and that's going to be on page 11. Again, just a dot of snail, de-stickify it. I'm going to bring this back down. Again, I'm going to zoom in the camera so you can see how I'm going to line these up. So you can see there's a little a notch right here. We're going to notch those 2 together, okay? So just bring them right next to each other, and it's going to make a cute little point right here. We'll stick that one down. Now we can move on to Christmas and holidays on page 27. Basically, guys, we're going to keep repeating this until we get down to the end. All right, I'm adding my last one, my kids and babies, right there. Let me turn this so you can see. So that's what we've got. And I can kind of see, I actually, if I wanted to, I could scoot this over, but truthfully, I am happy as can be with it. So you can see my little notches, they're all matching up nicely. So we are good to go. Now, at this point, and as I said, we only have to do that type of work on the first one. Once we go from there, once you kind of know how to do your spacing, you're gonna be good to go. So we've got this. Let me open up my catalog. So we're going to take our first card kits, and I'm going to go ahead and put snail all along the bottom. We're going to go ahead and put it right back in place. But see, I have my other tab here that's kind of, I'm using it as a guide. I know right where to go. So we can attach that one down. Now we're going to come in with the other card kits tab, and I'm going to put snail all over that one, okay? Make sure, you know what, I think I'll even get my silicone mat because I don't want to run the risk of getting snail everywhere. So let me flip this. And now you can see I can just come along. I can line up that tab. And so now I've got, first of all, I've got a nice strong tab because it's double-sided in cardstock. And I have my words on both sides. So we're going to keep on doing that. Okay, so you can see my tabs. We've got them on there. They're double-sided. It's looking good. Now, let's go ahead and start on our next section. So I'm going to go ahead and run my snail on the bottom of the everyday occasions. And I'm actually going to close my catalog, and hopefully my head won't get here in the shot. And I can just kind of use my previous tabs. If you can see that, I'm going to use the birthday and gifts here as a guide to help me line up the next one. But you can see I can start to use the everyday occasions now to kind of help myself move along, and you're just going to keep going with this process, okay guys? Now this is a good opportunity for me to stop. If you have any snail that's kind of, you know, coming off the edge, make sure you kind of tuck that under because we don't want it hitting our pages and causing any of our pages to stick together. So you can see I can just line up my next tab, give that a really nice press. We're just going to keep on going. Now, if you do hit a spot where you can see that you've got some snail or you're feeling your pages are sticking together, your adhesive remover is going to be your best friend. Guys, look, it just takes that right off. Now I don't have to worry about that. That is all good to go. Let's keep moving along. All right, now you're going to see on my list, you're going to be seeing a couple of the tabs that are starred. And what that star means is you're actually going to have two different tabs on that sheet. So it's going to be your envelopes and your embellishments that's actually going to go on the same page. And of course, you're going to see that page number be the same, but that's because when the catalog is open as a spread, you can see your paper basics, envelopes, boxes, and bags, and your embellishments are on one spread. So whenever you see that little star, that's what it means, that you're going to be putting those tabs on the same page. Now, when you go to do that one, you may have to do a little trimming just so they don't, you know, hit each other. So I'm just going to trim off just a little bit. Let me flip this over, and then that way you can see here. I'm going to go ahead, let me bring this in so you can see. But you can see we still want our little peaks to match up. But now that I have it open, you can see we just did a tiny bit of trimming there. Now we can go ahead and take our back pieces and we can go ahead and adhere those. And guys, we're just going to keep on going. Well, guys, there we go. I'm adding the last back tab right there on the back of my catalog. Check it out. Now, when I'm ready, I want to find something. Oh, let's say I want to find some of the artistically expressions. Look at that. I know I'm going to hit right at the page that I need. I can find all those great new stamp sets and accessories. These tabs make your life so easy. I hope that you guys like them too. They are fabulous, let me tell you. I know you're going to love having those. Now, if you need to get a copy of a Stampin' Up! Catalog, if you will stop by simplysimplestamping.com, look for the June 2nd, 2016 blog post. That's where you're going to find a place where you can either download a copy, or if you are a customer of mine or would like to be a customer of mine, just drop me a message right there at simplysimplestamping.com and I'll make sure to get a catalog out to you. Now, if you need any of the stuff that you need, the decorative label punch so that you can make the tabs. Guess what? You can find that at simplysimplestamping.com too. Just check out that June 2nd, 2016 blog post. You're going to be able to click the button, get that ordered, easy peasy. So be sure to check it out. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I sure do appreciate you. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.